All right, have and have not fans. Now we finally have episode 1 of the new season in the books, and this is going to be the first video I do after the actual episode itself. Now, I do have an episode review video coming out. I've watched the episode twice already. I felt like I definitely needed to kind of step back, rewatch the episode to reevaluate it. Honestly, I gave the episode a 7 out of 10 when I did the live stream. I still stand by that number. It wasn't as bad as it might have seemed like I was making out to me. I believe it was me and Chandler on the live stream. It's just that I feel like a lot of people might have felt cheated because they said that the episode would pick up at the accident, and we only got about maybe 60 some seconds, not even 2 full minutes of it. But this is going to be a theory video just because I feel this video needs to be done immediately. My theory, and I'm throwing my hat in the ring now, my guess is that the favor that Mama Rose owes to Candace isn't going to be used, to kill Jim like some people are saying over the hiatus. Is like, Mama Rose owes Candace a favor because she brought Warlock right to her, so she's going to use that to get back at, maybe Jim or somebody like that. I'm just guessing here, that Candace is going to have to end up using her favor to save Benny, due to the fact that Benny wants to get that, I believe it was $45,000 for that new tow truck, get that loan from the Malones, and he won't be able to pay the money back with the interest and whatnot, because as Mitch put it, and I even tweeted Mitch's actor, I believe it's Brett Davis, I even tweeted him saying that I needed a Mitch around to explain to me about what the loans are like. When I was signing up for college, use Sally Mae. It's pretty much, if you can't pay the money, it's like that's your legs. What do you say? Like your knees, your shoulders. It's pretty much 45,000. They're not going after the family. They're just going after you. He's like, yo, I'm sure it's gonna work. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna work because you and me together, we can make this money. And Mitch was, okay. I feel like Benny is putting too much hope in this loan, and thinking the tow truck company was going to just, to fall out of thin air. What we don't know, and maybe it's because it's too soon to when the bank foreclosed on the tow company, we don't know who's going to take over the tow company now. We know the bank owns it right now, but we don't know if there's going to be another auction soon, or somebody will buy the tow truck company and literally just sweep the town clean. Because Benny was making our all right money when he had his tow truck. Remember, he got the tow truck at the beginning of season 1. But, he was just making enough to get by. Every now and then he would get a couple calls. But one tow truck, just him and Mitch, I don't think so. 45K plus interest, that's a lot. And I didn't like how Benny was kind of like not thinking. I understand his thinking, the fact that, okay, Catherine or Miss Cryer gave my mom this house, it's ours, but these people, they're so fickle, if you make them mad, they'll just throw us out in the street. This episode was good in the sense that we got a lot of setup for different characters doing different things through the season, but it just feels like some characters are just making stupid mistakes just to make stupid mistakes, especially when you look at everything they've gone through. And that's why Mitch is one of my favorite characters, because he tells it like it is. He's like, look, you want to get this money from my family, and I just told you what's going to happen if you don't pay it back. Do you really want to put your mother through this, especially after she just lost a grandson? I feel like it's a bit too obvious that Benny's going to be in over his head. 45,000 plus interest, that's a lot. I don't think that's going to work out the way he wants it to. It's a get-rich-quick scheme that's probably going to blow up in his face. And it's really messed up because, as Mitch told him a season or so ago, I think it was right after Benny found out that the bank foreclosed on the tow company, that, look, why don't you get your family to get the money? No, they got blood money on it. You don't want that. It's dirty money. No. Because if you don't pay it back, it's going to be the family and everything. Plus, I believe that was at a point where he needed $2 million. So I don't know what Benny's doing. I just feel like it's ridiculous. The fact he's going all in on a deal that's going to blow up on his face. I want to do another video about Hannah, but let me just sum it up. I feel like if I could sum up this episode, it's based off of people being stubborn and not listening. You look at Hannah literally having no job, no money, no place to go. Catherine's giving you a house. Yeah, I understand that it's a lot to take in, like, just handing it to you, but she's literally just throwing away a blessing, Then you look at how Catherine was saying, well, I believe she gave him 2 opportunities. Number one, how about this? If you sign the divorce papers now, I'll give you $250,000. You can go on your way. Or, you know what? Hey, if you want a room at this hotel, I'll go ahead and give it to you. Just tell me what Wyatt's address is. And he wouldn't do it. And then the security threw him out, and he went over to David's house, demanding the card. But that's in Erica's possession now. Again, another video. And then you have Candace, who Benny is literally saying, look, hey, come on with the family. We'll get things right. You can go on the straight and narrow, which is ironic because she tried to do the exact same thing to Warlock in terms of get him on the straight path, you know, give up this life of crime and go straight in terms of a legitimate career. And he's dead. And Candace isn't really paying attention to that. Weird. Then you look at, well, Justin is right in the fact that, hey, Jeffrey, you know what? I'll hook you up. I'll make sure you're good. You're safe. Nobody's going to bother you in this jail. But at the same time, Jeffrey's being physically taken advantage of. So, yeah, that's the only difference. But overall, I feel like it is a bit, you know, obvious that the setup for this season is that Benny's going to get in over his head with this deal with the Malones. And I feel like Candace is going to have to bail him out with that one favor, which I feel will be a good thing to show Benny that Candace does care. Because as Benny pointed out, Candace, I know you're all upset right now and you're lashing out, but I know you love us. So with that being said, just throwing my hat in the ring, I feel like by maybe the end of this season, mid-season finale, season finale, whatever the case may be, Benny is going to be in a position where he cannot afford to pay back the money for the tow truck or the $45,000, whatever you want to say. And because of that, he's either going to be in a position where he's going to be badly injured or killed. Well, I believe killed because Mitch said, you know, your arms, your legs, and they'll just throw you out in the field or something like that. So I hope he doesn't die, especially if that's the reason why Candace goes back to Hannah and they try to reconcile. But what do you think in the comments below? Do you think Candace will actually save her brother? I mean, think about the fact that Benny saved her by taking out, what was it, the mortgage for the house back in season 1 to give the money to Candace, because that was at a point where Quincy had beaten her so bad that Benny didn't even recognize her. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this theory, and I'll talk to you in the next video.